So I'm revisiting a lot of Gothic horror authors and stories in light of Halloween. And interestingly, Bram Stoker, of course, the legend. I read his short story, Dracula's Guest. And like I said, interestingly, I've discovered that we may have our first glimpse of the werewolf in this depiction, this story. And I really like that Bram Stoker intentionally has his characters, his monsters, very vague. Even in his other works, Van Helsing, the character, the origin of Van Helsing is also very vague, and I really appreciate that because that's how his characters and his monsters are able to be so legendary and so adaptable. And there's so many iterations of course, Dracula, vampires, werewolves, and in the majority of his characters, because they're so vague. In Dracula's Guest, the quote unquote werewolf, because he describes it as not just a regular wolf. It was more like a creature that was sentient, or that seemed like it was once something else. So having that be so vague allowed for the reader, the audience, to put our own horror into the story. And I really appreciate that. As a horror writer, I really think that it's important to leave your monsters vague. It makes it more horrifying when you don't know the unknown. And when you're able to fill in with your own imagination, leaves much to desire.